Aaron Rodgers is introduced as a New York Jet to the football world, and it's draft day. With all the new changes going on around the organization, what direction can the Jets go in? Stay tuned to find out more on the Random Jet Fan channel.
J-E-T-S, Jets, Jets, Jets! Nobody can be like us! Nobody can swag like us! We're here for it! Let's go, man! Y'all understand the top get here! I can't wait to be out on the field with y'all boys today!
YouTube, how's it going? Rob the Random Jet Fan here, and as you all know, Aaron Rodgers had an introductory press conference yesterday to introduce himself as a New York Jet to the football world. I gotta tell you, I was impressed. I really was. I'll start off with, first, I was one of those people that wanted, when the whole QB situation came out, I wanted Derek Carr. I really did. For a few reasons. One, I thought there was no way that Aaron Rodgers was going to get dealt in the first place. And two, I saw, if he was going to get dealt, I saw all the drama going around Green Bay the past few years, and honestly, I didn't want a part of that. You know, for the past couple of years, Aaron Rodgers kind of been going back and forth. Am I going to retire? Am I going to not retire? Is Aaron Rodgers going to get traded? Is he not going to get traded? And you saw what the Broncos went through last season. Hiring Nathaniel Hackett to lure in, Aaron Rodgers, and I was just not a fan of pushing all of our assets into the middle of the table, going through all these hoops to try and bring someone in who might not even want to play football anymore. But as we all know, he was gonna play. He had $107 million guaranteed over the next 2 years. What person would not play for that? I mean, if there was going to be one player, it was going to be Aaron Rodgers, but I don't even think he would put that off to the side. Well, look, I am happy to say I'll eat crow. I was wrong. And that press conference yesterday, it kind of blew me away a little bit. It really gave me the sense that this guy is all in. He flat out said it was always the Jets the whole time. There was not even consideration for any other teams. And that really gives you an overview of where the Jets are at as an organization, especially compared to the last decade. I mean, for the past decade plus, they've been the laughingstock in football. They've had to overpay for players to come here. Just couldn't get the right talent in here, couldn't get the right people. And now you have superstars, legends of the game like Aaron Rodgers, who says, I wanted to go play for the New York Jets. And look, yesterday he said all the right things like you expected him to, but it's the way he did it. It seemed very, very genuine. Like when they were calling reporters to ask their questions, and they say, "Hey, Aaron, so and so with so and so," and then Aaron Rodgers would say, "Hey, so and so." I mean, that's very genuine. That's very personal. I never thought he would have a problem with the media. I thought actually he would like to screw with them. But no, it was very genuine. It was very sincere. Like, he wanted to get to know the person. I'm honestly surprised that they didn't really ask him like any questions like, oh, so what do you think the competition with Zach Wilson's going to be like? Or have you talked to Zach about mentoring him? Or, anything along those lines about Zach, kind of more questions to stir up any drama. But he handled himself very well. And I love the quote when he said, look, the trophy from Super Bowl III, it's looking lonely. That gave me the sense that all right, this guy's for real. And obviously him, Douglas, Saleh, everybody in that front office, they have a plan. They really do. This is the first time I felt this as a Jets fan since, I can't even tell you, since 2010. That the Jets, they have a plan in place. They really do have a plan to get them over the hump, not even just to the playoffs, to get to a championship, to get to a Super Bowl and win. They really do have a plan. And the confidence that Aaron Rodgers showed in that blew me away. That was honestly, that was more than I ever expected from a press conference from Aaron Rodgers, especially the first one. Because, like I said, I didn't know how the New York media was gonna kind of handle Rodgers. I didn't know if they were gonna kind of be like Jekylls in a sense and just kind of ask these off-the-wall questions to kind of get a reaction out of Rodgers, because we all know he's very outspoken. But I really think that's going to play well to this New York market and this New York media. He handled himself really well. I'm really impressed, and I am beyond pumped now. Another thing that came out actually today, I believe, was his the contract details. That Green Bay picked up the option, and Green Bay is paying a very large portion of the option. And it turns out that Aaron Rodgers' cap hit for this year, after everything, all the negotiations and everything, is about $1.2 million, making him the cheapest starting quarterback in the league. Just one of the cheapest quarterbacks overall in the league. Because to put that in perspective, Green Bean said it actually. Mike White's making about $8 million. Mike White, the guy who got sawed in half, who was, for a few games was our savior, he's making about $8 million. Aaron Rodgers is making less than $1.2 million. So you're telling me that all we had to do was trade really 2 picks. The pick swap in the first, and then basically a pick swap with the 5th and 6th round picks at the end of the draft. Whatever. So really, you're telling me I had to give up 2 picks, a second, and what's going to be a first for Aaron Rodgers, and pay him nothing? I would not believe you if you said that to me a month ago. I wouldn't believe you. I really wouldn't. And another thing that really stands out to me, that really makes me think that Aaron Rodgers is going to be here for more than just a year, is the fact that the contingency on that 2nd round pick next year is turning into a first is so easily obtainable. I don't think Joe Douglas does that. If he thinks Aaron Rodgers is only going to be here for 1 year, I don't think he does that, because as we all know, as the league knows, JD likes to protect his assets. So if you're just giving away assets for the sake of 1 year, that's not a JD move. That's not. I know he maybe hinted at it, but didn't come out flat out and say, Aaron Rodgers being, that he's going to play for more than 1 year. What he did say, though, when asked, is it for more than a year, or is it for 2 years, 3 years, whatever, he did say that he's going to take it by year and stuff like that. But the reason why he keeps himself in such good physical and mental shape is that so he can play longer into his career. So him acknowledging that he's keeping himself in that condition to play more years, that to me tells me this at least 2 years. I know Connor Hughes and someone else, I forgot who, hinted that this is probably going to be a 2 to 3 year deal. And I believe that. I really think so. Aaron Rodgers still has a lot of juice in the tank. He's still extremely physically gifted. But beyond that, he's really got a extraordinarily high football IQ to really read defenses, set that offensive line, make changes at the line of scrimmage. And I think that's going to be, us as Jets fans have never seen what's going to happen, has never seen in our lives of what's about to happen this season at the quarterback spot. And I can't wait. I'm so pumped. I woke up with the biggest smile on my face today, knowing that we're going to the draft today And our quarterback is Aaron freaking Rodgers, man. A guy who still has it. A guy who wants to be here. A guy with a championship pedigree, 4 MVPs that wanted to be here. He had other options. There were rumors, however true or not, that other teams were involved, but he wanted to be here in New York. And I can't think of a better time in my life, football-wise, as a Jets fan. I really can't. But moving on. The day is here that Jets fans usually look forward to starting in October of every year. It is draft day. And I gotta say, I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't. I really don't. I have an idea, but there's nothing I can say definitively and say that's the position they're going for. Should they draft tackle? Sure, but if they didn't draft one, would it be the end of the world? No. Can they draft receiver? Yeah. Would it be the end of the world if they didn't? No. This year is so different from every other year because there's no one position that you can say that's what they need, that's what they're going to go for. I mean, usually these draft analysts and even fan stuff, we know what we're going to draft. In October, November, we already know by then. Yep, we're going tackle. Yep, we're going receiver. Yep, we're going DT. Yep, we're going quarterback. This year, it's wide open, man. It is wide open for the Jets to really just do anything they want. There's so much freedom in this draft for the Jets because there is no really glaring holes that really prohibits the Jets in any one position. Is safety a weaker point? Yeah, sure, but I mean, do the Jets need to draft a safety in the first round or second round? No, they don't. Defensive tackle, should we put someone next to Quinnen? Yeah, but do the Jets have to put someone next to Quinnen? No, not at all. I mean, yeah, they should, like I said, but no, they don't have to go that way. And it makes it so interesting in the draft this year, guys. Me personally, this is what I think is going to happen. I think the name of the game, and I said it on my last video, is especially in the first and second rounds. Well, especially second round. First, I don't know. If one of those tackles are there, I'm sure they're going to grab them. And hearing all the things about Jackson Smith and Jigba now, I don't know. My head is in a blender for that first round right now. But I think in the second round and fourth round, I think the name of the game is going to be trading back, acquiring more assets for this year, or just acquiring assets in general. If they see a player available in the trade market, acquire more draft capital, package those together, and trade for whatever player, whether that's DeAndre Hopkins. Jake Asman actually mentioned the defensive tackle for the Chiefs, Chris Jones. So I don't know why that slipped my head. Chris Jones, that would be something ridiculous. Put him next to Quinnen. But I think in the first round, I think if the top 3 tackles are gone, I don't think they would go in Jigba. I think JD would look at the board. I think he would look at the draft overall and say, I can get really good value. I can get good talent, good starting talent on the offensive line and tackle position later in the first round or even the second round. So you know what? I'm going to trade back. I think he drops back a few spots, maybe with the Chargers, if there's a receiver that's see, because Keenan Allen's been hurt every year. Mike Williams is hurt every year. So I think if someone like an Njigba is there, or if a Bijan Robinson maybe slips, because the whole Eckler situation, maybe we drop back to 21, 22, wherever they're picking at. And I think if Kalijah Kancey is there, defensive tackle from Pittsburgh, I think that's the guy that they go with. If they trade back, I think if they trade back, if they stay at 15, it's because one of those tackles are there. Either Broderick Jones, Paris Johnson, or Peter Skoronski. But I was thinking about this yesterday, and the idea of trading back, collecting some assets, and getting a guy like Kalijah Kancey, you look at this guy's film, and he explodes. He explodes. The same stigma follows him that followed guys like Aaron Donald. Why can't I think of names today? Aaron Donald. Smaller guy, shorter arms, underweight to play the defensive tackle position. But like I said, you look at this guy's tape, and he explodes off that line. He has a really nice assortment of pass rush moves, but that first step, he can beat anybody in the league. And you pair him next to a guy like All-Pro Quinnen Williams, that defense is going to feast. That defensive line is going to feast. Now, Kalijah Kancey's numbers, I think, was 32 tackles, 14 tackles for loss, or 17 tackles for loss, and 14 tackles for loss, and 7.5 sacks, I believe. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but it was something along those lines. And this guy just feasts. I would love that, honestly. And then in the second round, now that you picked up Connor McGovern for $1.9 million, whatever it was for the season, which his contract is larger than Aaron Rodgers, cap hit wise, insane, I know. I think that gives you more flexibility, that you don't have to go center in the second round, one of the first 2 rounds. I think there's a couple really good ones. But in the second round, like I said, I think in the second round they definitely trade back a few spots. Maybe try to pick up another 4th or something like that. I think in this situation, that's when they might look at that center position, linebacker, safety, centers. You have Joe Tippmann, Luke Whippler, John Michael Schmitz. Safety-wise, Antonio Johnson from A&M, J.L. Skinner from Boise State. Linebackers, you have guys like Drew Sanders, and a few others that are really good, really nice. Like I said, there's for the positions the Jets need, there's pretty good depth. There's certain points where there's big drop-offs, but the talent is pretty solid through and through. And that's why I think JD is really going to look at the situation where they're at, trade back, pick up more assets, maybe package those to get another player. And I think there's just so much flexibility in this draft. And that's what makes me so excited. It's the flexibility. The Jets never have this. The Jets always have glaring needs that need to be addressed, that they can't get addressed in free agency. The Jets always have this problem, but this year we don't. And we got Aaron Rodgers for the cheapest salary, cap it wise, in football. It's crazy. And people saying, "Oh, the Jets overpaid. If Aaron Rodgers plays 2 years and you're paying him less than $1.5 million for 2 picks, that's a win. That is 100% a win. And look, regardless, the Jets needed to get this done. Green Bay needed to get it done. I don't think anyone got fleeced. I think it was a pretty fair deal. It wasn't more than we as fans wanted to give up, or even JD. Yeah, sure. But you know what? I think they realized now's the time to strike. The iron's hot. Us as fans need that championship. The state of New York, us fans who've been so loyal, the best fan base in sports, we need that championship. We need that Lombardi to really restore hope back in this organization. And I think Woody Johnson understands that too. Chris Johnson too, but I think just the head honchos, the head office, the front office, they understand that. And they want it too, and they went out and got a guy who wants it just as bad. So with that being said, that's all I got for you right now. I got to get back to school. Tonight, I'll be going live with the League of Superfans, Joe, And we're also going to have Sam, who is a Falcons fan, on, and we're going to be doing a little live draft analysis, reaction, stuff like that. We'll be live for the whole first round, and it should be fun. I know you guys got your choices of, really big name content creators who put out great work. Guys like Jake Asman, Green Bean, Ryan, Matt O'Leary, and we can't compete with that right now, and we can't, and we don't expect to. But the League of Superfans, if you've never heard of it, go check it out. I'll put the link to the channel in my description below. It's really cool. It's basically a fan representative of all 32 teams. Well, we're still in the process of trying to get a fan representative from each team. We got a few right now. Kind of all just get together. You get different perspectives. You get different point of views. You get different ideas and stuff. The live stream should be fun because I don't know anything about the Falcons. I don't know what they're doing, but we have a Falcons fan who has that perspective and who could give us a little more insight. I don't know what the Dolphins are doing. I don't even know if they have any picks from all the bad trades they've made. But you know what? Joe's a Dolphins fan. Super cool guy. He brings his perspective on what the Dolphins should do. So if you got a few minutes, even even just for a pick, come check us out at the League of Superfans. We're going live from 7 to whenever the draft's over, and probably stay on a little bit longer. But should be fun. Hope to see you guys there. Thank you for watching, and talk to you soon. Let's go Jets.